Alright guys, welcome to the channel, and I recently took my Spider-Ham to rank 2. We're gonna be seeing him solo Labyrinth Red Hulk, and I'm gonna give you some tips on how to get his damage easily. Alright, so let's get right into it. So basically what you want to do with Spider-Ham is you want to get 25 passive power stings on the opponent. So that is step 1. And how to do that? Basically, when your opponent is stunned, you have a 75% chance of applying these porker poppers, which are power stings basically, to the opponent when they're stunned. So your combos are going to be medium, light, medium, or just parry, medium, medium. So this way you get the most power stings on the opponent, and then every time the opponent uses a special attack, they're gonna, like say now with 8 power stings, right, you're gonna see him use a special too. And you see those gray numbers in the top left corner of Red Hulk, those keep going up. So for every 1 power sting that is activated or used, that number goes up by 1. So you want to get to 25 of those, which is the max number, and you want to get to 25 of those. You see we got to 25 here. Now we're going to start building to our special 3. So Spider-Ham isn't the simplest champion to play. You have to try to balance, I could say balance like 2 or 3 things while you're playing him. One of them is your spider nonsense, which are those green numbers on the top left corner of Spider-Ham. What these are, they keep going up by 1 whenever your opponent is above 1 bar of power, and using a heavy attack will reduce these by 2. Whenever these spider nonsense get to 10, they're gonna just stay at 10 for like 7 seconds, and then they're gonna fall off and go back to 0. You don't want that. You want to keep it consistent around 7 to 9. Right, so that's what you want to do, and these give you a benefit for like his abilities. These abilities are based on like how high his spider nonsense is, and I'm gonna list them here. The first ability is he gains up to a 50% protection against the opponent's specials. So like basically if I'm at 10, and if Red Hulk used the special 2 right now and he hit me, then I would not die. I would like take a small amount of damage. Alright, now let's just look at the amount of damage we're going to be dealing here. 24 power stings. How much damage was that? Like 200,000. Now we're at 20 power stings. 90,000 damage, and our spider nonsense is at 10. This is the use of maintaining your spider nonsense as high as possible. Now you see we're back at 10, and now 13 power stings, all of them were reactivated. Now we're at 15, and I think this is where they fall off. So now 17 power stings. Uses special 2, we deal 100,000 in burst damage. So that's really nice. Like his damage is awesome. A couple other things you want to remember about him is his special 1. It pauses all the power stings on the opponent until the next power sting is applied. And it also applies a pretty nice taunt. So this is really useful. Like say your opponent is like at 1.9 bars of power or something. You use your special 1. It pauses the power stings. It gives you like a couple of seconds of time to let your spider nonsense come up. And then it applies a taunt. So if your power stings are falling off, it's going to pause them, and also the taunt is going to make the opponent throw his specials faster. So that's really all you need to know about Spider-Ham for a beginner's guide. This was basically like a beginner's guide. I'm going to tell you his rotation once more. What you have to remember while playing this champion. Try to keep your spider nonsense between 7 to 10 at all times. Whenever the opponent is about to throw their special, or he throws their the opponent throws their special, you want to keep your spider nonsense as high as possible. 2. Build up to 25 power stings. Let the power stings detonate 25 times on the opponent. Then use your special 3. When you use your special 3, your spider nonsense should be around 7 or 8. This will apply 25 power stings to the opponent. Now, something you need to remember is his Spider-Ham's power stings will deal more damage the higher your opponent's power is when the special attack was triggered. So basically, if they're going to be like at 2 bars of power, it's going to deal a ton of damage. And as I have mentioned in the video before, you want your spider nonsense as high as possible again, so those 25 power stings, they get reactivated to like 18 or 19, and then they get reactivated to 13 or 14, and then those get reactivated to 10 or 12. So it's a cycle. He has a great flow. He is so good for short fights. He's so good for long fights. He's an insane champion. So let's just watch a Realm of Legends fight, because that's a bit simpler. Alright, so basically, I don't want to fight him with the class disadvantage, so basically we're just going to ghost through this fight, and you're going to see Ghost, which is always a pretty sight for me. And we're just gonna be doing a couple heavies, get to those special 2s, and show this to anyone who thinks Ghost is bad, because she's not. And some people are like, oh, Ghost is overrated. She really isn't. Ghost is still one of the best champions in the game, despite Kabam trying to do anti-Ghost stuff, like the new stupid Protect meta. I hate that. I guess that was a little too much. So anyways, she's still awesome for like Realm of Legends, or even like any fight. She really does the job. You don't really need a lot of debuffs on you to get a lot of damage out of Ghost. You just weave in a couple of heavies. Right, so anyways, here you're gonna see a nice special 2. 60, 160,000 damage in 3 hits. That's really awesome here. And now we're just gonna go to one more special 2 and this fight is over. And it's always great to put in some Ghost gameplay in a Spider-Ham video. Why not? Because, alright, next up, 39 hits. That's an awesome KO. So next up, we're really going to be seeing Spider-Ham in a 500,000 health fight, which is basically kind of the typical health range you're going to see in Act 7, I'm assuming. So here we go. Basically, I'm going to tell you what I'm doing as I'm doing it, so you guys can understand it better. First, we're doing parry, medium, light, medium, or light, medium, medium. So basically, you want to land both your mediums while the opponent is stunned. So you see our spider nonsense is pretty low. We're building it up. See, as the 6 power stings were detonated, we got 6 of those passive power stings. Now you see how I got them. Now our spider nonsense is pretty high, so we're going to be dealing a bunch of damage. Now, the special 2 applies a bunch of porker poppers. I would not recommend the special 2 unless, like, there's a node which forces you to do it. So here, when you dash back and hold your block, it triggers an auto evade, not an auto evade, it triggers an evade, which will give you a 100% chance to evade your opponent's next attack. That's not such a big deal, like you're holding your block on purpose. What I find very useful about this evade is that it applies a taunt to the opponent. Whenever you evade, there's a taunt that is applied to the opponent, and that just really helps out in his flow. So here we're about to throw our special 3. You see we evaded there. Above 6 spider nonsense, there's a 35% chance to evade an incoming attack. And that's one of the best evades in the Spider-Ham group. One of the best evades in the game, actually. It's really underrated. Plus, it applies a taunt to the opponent, which, again, it helps out with the flow. Now you're gonna see some 150,000 in burst damage, just instantly. And then we reactivate all of her power stings, and they're gonna fall off, but that's kind of my fault. I was a little too late on the special 1, and I got hit and all. So now we're just gonna have to do like regular combos, and you're gonna see even like with the regular combos, without the special 3, he's dealing some pretty good damage, right? But the ideal way is to use the special 3. So this fight is pretty much over almost. You're gonna see our spider nonsense is so high, we're reactivating almost all of our power stings every time the opponent throws a special attack, which really, it's a great mechanic. He's a really well-built champ. I think he's really balanced with the fact that like he has a little bit of a build-up, and he's one of the tankiest of the Spider-Verse champions too. I have another video on that. It'll be in the description. And that's about it for this video. I think it's a lot of information. You guys may want to like think about it and think about ranking them up. And let me know in the comments below, will you take up your Spider-Ham if you get him as a 6-star? That's it for the video, I guess. And have a great day. And goodbye.